It's Karen Abrams, and welcome to Tuesday Tuneups. Yay, we're back in. Today we are going to talk about healing the pattern of overwhelm. Now, I've addressed this a few times in some of these Tuesday Tuneups, and it keeps coming back. So I'm just honoring the insight that I'm getting on this, and I wanted to share more with you today. So here we go. Let's have Source just, let me come into your space if that's okay. There we go. Alrighty, and then like we do every time we get together, let's release all of the energy that never belonged to you in the first place, that is in your space, for all those empaths out there. All right, beautiful, nice. Oh, wow, I can really feel it coming out of the body. There, that's great. Okay, and then let's have Source help you let go now of all the harmful radiation that's in your body and your space. And remember, if you would like to get this, I have a free video called Clearing Your Space, which does this. All you have to do is email me at karen@thinktheta.com, karen@thinktheta.com, and put Clearing Your Space in the subject line, and I will send that off to you. There we go. Beautiful. Woo! I can feel it coming out of the heart big time. Nice work. Alrighty. And away we go. So, here's the deal. You know, overwhelm, that's something that we can experience a lot in our lives. And I know I experience it a lot, just being a sensitive pup. And when life gets to be too much, or we believe that life is too much, which is probably more of what it's really about, then we go into overwhelm, and it's really hard to find our way around. And so for those of you who are experiencing overwhelm right now, and for those of you who do and maybe aren't feeling it right now, let's just look at that mechanism underneath. What's really going on versus what you think is going on. And so one of the things that I see is that it's almost like you're just used to being overwhelmed. That's a very big part of it. So your body and your mind has gotten so used to the feeling of overwhelm that when it happens, it feels like home. And so when it feels like home, that can cause a lot of stress, right? And so we're going to do something that's kind of funny right in this moment and help you define what home is, okay? Just giving you God's understanding of that. So we're going to fill your home with, let's give you God's understanding of, and the feeling of what home really is. And sometimes home is just what's familiar to us. And we're going to make this a happy, loving, balanced, and harmonious home, okay? Because your home may have a lot of chaos in it, or it may have had when you were growing up. So this is just changing something else in your definition of home so that you can say that overwhelm isn't part of your home. Overwhelm may be an experience that happens. It's a human experience, okay? It's okay that it happens. It's just that when it starts running our lives, when it starts being the first thing that we go to from something, then we've got to sit down all the time. I'll tell you a story. When I was in my 20s, I got overwhelmed every single day. And sometimes I had a business where I would start working at 3 in the afternoon. That's when, because I worked with kids after school. So I didn't have anything to do before then, which would have been a perfect time to build your business, take a great morning off, build your business, and then go and do it. And sometimes I would just stay on the couch and watch TV, and then I would stand up going, I got to get up to start doing some work. And I would feel so overwhelmed that I would sit back down and then just stay there. And so, at that point in time, I was smart enough at some point in time to go, oh, I think this TV is helping me pull myself away. And I took the TV out of my apartment and I started working. But that helped me stop. Let me see. Here we go. So let's show you what it feels like to have a harmonious home. Let's give you God's understanding of what harmony is, that you're deserving of it, of receiving it. Let's show you how to and what it feels like to receive it. And then we're going to bring that into your new definition of home. Okay? And what's familiar to you. And then let's bring in God's definition, feeling of balance. Okay. Let's let you know that you're deserving of receiving balance from God's perspective, how to and what it feels like to receive this balance. Awesome. And bringing that into your new definition of what a home is and what a home has. All right, now let's let you know what unconditional love feels like from God's perspective, that you're worthy and deserving of receiving it, and how to and what it feels like to receive it. And adding that to your definition of home. And what's inside of a home. Awesome. All right, next. Joy. Let's show you what joy feels like from God's perspective. All right. Sometimes I can open my eyes and do it. Sometimes my eyes just shut because I'm in theta, which is what's supposed to happen. There we go. Let you know that you're deserving of receiving it, how to and what it feels like to receive it. Okay. Nice. And then let's bring in fun from God's perspective, what it is, what it feels like, how to have fun, what it feels like to have fun. That you're deserving of having fun, and have fun become a part of your new definition of what home is and what is familiar to you. All right. Give you God's understanding on what overwhelm is. And that it's an experience of an overload, right? And all the things in giving you God's insight and wisdom into what you can do before overwhelm sets in to prevent it from setting in. And let's also go to what is it about your childhood that I keep going back to the childhood because it feels like there's a lot of overwhelm in childhood. So let's have Source heal that overwhelm you felt in childhood. Remember, you're gonna heal whatever feels right for you to heal. You're ready to heal. If you listen to this again, you'll heal something else or more of it. There we go. Heal the overwhelm you felt wherever it was that you felt it. There might be just aspects of growing up or places in your life where you felt overwhelmed, and other places you were totally cool. All right. Whew. Good job. Perfect. And so one of the ways I'm giving you God's insight into how to reframe it when it happens, too. So you're getting God's insight on that. And let's also bring safety and security, what it feels like that you're worthy of it, or of receiving it, how to and what it feels like to receive safety and security, that you're safe in your body and in the world. And then let's add safety and security as part of what your new home feels like, the new definition of home feels like. It's safe, it's balanced, it's harmonious, it's joyful, it's fun, and it's abundant. Let's bring in abundance. Always a good one, right? All right. And so this last part of reframing overwhelm, is first of all, when you're in overwhelm, one of the things that you can do is pull out your journal and start writing down some of the answers you're getting. Because what I found is, and this is so funny, in my regularity of overwhelm, which is a lot lower than it ever was, but when things are intense, sometimes it goes up again and it flares up, is that sometimes I have an overwhelming amount of questions, and then sometimes I get an overwhelming amount of answers for them. And so you can reframe that into abundant and say, wow, it looks like I'm really getting an abundant amount of answers right now. Isn't that wonderful? I'm getting an abundant amount of answers. And so when you get the abundant amount of answers, write them down. Because if you can write down the questions, you can write down the answers and see what fits to what. And you can also cross out what doesn't work for you. And understand that when you perseverate, when you're looking at these different, like a loop of something, like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm so overwhelmed. What you're doing is you're focusing in on something and making it bigger and bigger and bigger. So what's the best feeling thought in that moment that can take you out of that, right? And this is important. This is something that was framed that way from Abraham Hicks. I love that reframing. It's so wonderful. God bless Abraham Hicks. Okay. Is what I'm really looking forward to is, so you can say, wow, isn't this wonderful? This abundance of questions that I have. I'm so curious. Isn't it wonderful how curious I am, right? And with the answers, the same thing. Isn't that wonderful? I live in such an abundant universe that I'm getting an abundant amount of answers. And when you write them down, you can suss them out. You can step back. And also, what I was saying, when you're focusing in on, I'm overwhelmed, I'm lost, I'm overwhelmed, I'm lost, right? You start falling down the well, because whatever you focus on grows and gets bigger. So when you go into changing that to the best feeling thought, what you can say is, instead of I'm overwhelmed, is what I'm really looking forward to is to find clarity, right? So when you call your friends and you say, oh my gosh, I'm going through this thing, right? And if you stay in the overwhelm and go, God, I'm so overwhelmed, help me, and your friends are trying to help you and nothing seems to help you get out of that spot, if you reframe and go, I'm really looking forward to getting clarity on this, then you're going to start lightening up. And I've done that to myself too. When I change it to I'm really looking forward to, I'd love you to try that out, to reframe the overwhelm and to take that focus off, literally off of overwhelm in that moment or being lost in that moment. And it will focus your mind and focus your body and that feeling on receiving that clarity and moving forward. And that's really, really important. All right, my friends, let's have God give you a body healing. There we go. And let you know who you are from God's perspective with all these changes that are continuing to evolve for you. Let's center you. Let's have God center you in this dimension. Close all dimensional doors, anchor and ground. That just means bringing you back into your body so that you can now operate heavy machinery and move about your day in a joyful way. Beautiful. All right, everybody. Great job. Know that I am here for you if you want to go any deeper into a private session with me. This is all about just what you need to do for your day and your life. Then you can always reach me at Karen@thinktheta.com or just go straight to my page, thinktheta.com, and you can book a 30-minute or an hour-long session. Until next week, God bless and goodbye for now. See ya.